Well, ain't that a snitch? The IRS just making it more appealing for Americans to rat out family members, neighbors, and bosses. And it all comes down to money. J.P. Furrer here to break it all down. He's with the Washington Examiner, and I would call the IRS for a statement about the new plan. The IRS responding that they don't have a statement for the new plan. What's this about, J.P.? If I just want to snitch on somebody who I might like, I could just call the IRS?
Well, that's pretty much how it would go. In fact, if you were, say, laid off from a company and you had an understanding of their internal workings and you felt that they weren't filing their taxes as they should have been, you could actually report them to the IRS, which has a whistleblower program, which they would actually provide you with a reward for what you report. Now, it's not just as easy as that.
When you say a reward, what kind of reward? What are we talking about?
Well, what it would be is it could be anywhere from 15 to 30% of the amount of money they wind up collecting.
Wow.
That's under the new proposal by the IRS. Now, previously, the only way that you could get this reward is if they were actually able to collect new money, as in, if you enabled them to get more money from a person. But if it was like a fraudulent refund, as in, they lied about how much money they were owed back from the government, well, then you wouldn't see any money. And so they wanted to fix that hole that prevented people from
yeah, but I mean, this
money.
Sounds like a green light to arbitrarily and without reason or basis go after people you might not like or people who just annoy you,
I mean, in fact, if you look at a lot of reports about people taking new jobs, a lot of the jobs are frankly steps down from what people had before. So if they're not happy with their employer, they may decide that they're going to take this opportunity to blast their own employer. Now, actually, what's interesting is that the IRS has never paid out this reward so far under their current program, and that's part of why they're trying to lower the barriers to collecting the reward. And it's also worth noting that Obamacare does require companies to file 1099s for any transaction that's over $600, which basically would help prop up Obamacare. But on the other hand, would open the door to employees being able to, or ex-employees or aggrieved employees, to
didn't file this, but can individuals do it? If I want to Zoom you or you me, can we just do that and
yes,
tell the IRS, look, I have a feeling about JP, but not saying that, but that's all it takes.
Well, it would be all it takes. I mean, for instance, if you were, say, a neighbor and you noticed that somebody, was probably not reporting that they were running a business out of their house, something like that, you could actually bring that up to the IRS. But of course, you don't want to lie to federal officials either.
No.
So that's a very important distinction, that you can't just willy-nilly call up the cops and claim that
you strongly
that
suspect. But the bottom line is, we just had this whole light bulb segment, JP, where the EPA could be on you, and then you have the IRS on you, and all thanks to people who are watching your garbage and the light bulbs and how you're throwing them out and whether you're paying your taxes. It's a brave new world. JP, thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.